Hey everyone, so for this next video I've decided that I'm going to paint this controller here. It is one of the newer Xbox One controllers, comes with the Xbox One X and the Xbox One S. You can tell that because it's got this flat bevel right here. It's not two separate pieces like it is in the earlier controllers. Then it's also got this audio port right here. So I'm going to show you guys how to take this one apart. And I'm actually going to be doing this one in a series of videos. So what I've got here that I'm going to be using in this series of videos is I've got my tools. I've got a T8 security screwdriver from Kingston, along with my nylon spudger. I'm going to be using this plastic primer from Montana Colors. What that does is you put it down on the plastic here and it actually holds onto the paint, making it more durable. Now the reason why I'm going to be using that in this one is I'm actually going to be applying decals, and I'm going to be taping while I'm painting this controller. I'm going to be using this gloss black from Rust-Oleum, the Painter's Touch 2X. For my color, I'm going to be using this it's called Whale Gray 94, also by Montana Colors. And then as always, I'm going to be using my high gloss clear, also by Rust-Oleum, Painter's Touch. And like I stated before, I'm going to be using a decal. Now this one, if any of you guys play Anthem, you will recognize that as the symbol for the Ranger. So I'm going to be placing that on the controller. And I'm going to be using some of this frog tape. So this one is a delicate surface, so it should help out with its low adhesion, so it'll be easier to remove and it shouldn't mess up our finish that we're going to be doing. So first things first, I'm going to be taking apart this controller. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking my nylon spudger here. I'm going to be working it in on these back pieces. Now it does take a little bit of pressure just to get underneath them, but once you do, it comes off pretty easily. So as you can see, I've gotten those pieces off. Like I said, you're going to be working through with your nylon spudger. I use nylon because it's not going to be scratching up the controller. Those just come right off. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to get into our screws. So for that, we do need to remove this back battery plate here. And one of our first screws is going to be right behind this sticker here. Now, if you just rub your screwdriver against it, you can actually see where the hole is. So we'll go ahead and remove that screw there. Next one's right up here. Next one is going to be right here. Right there. And lastly, right here. And once you get all those screws loosened up, everything will just come right apart. All right, so we'll go ahead and set that to the side. And we're going to go ahead and take off this part. There we have that. All right, so at this point, if you're going to be replacing any of these parts, you're going to go ahead and do it at this stage. They literally just come off like that. You can replace that. If you're going to be painting any of these parts, go ahead and do that at this time. If you're going to be replacing any buttons, do that as well. Or you can just go ahead and take them out and you can paint them too. So yeah, there you have that. For mine, I'm only going to be painting this part of it. So I'm going to move on to that. If you are going to be painting anything with the back, go ahead and take this door, put it right back on, and you can paint it. Otherwise, you could be getting paint on any of these connections, and then your batteries won't work. Same thing if you're going to be painting these, go ahead and prep those, paint them as well. But for me, just going to be painting this guy here. So my next step is I'm going to go wash it, and then I'll be ready to sand it, wash it again, and then it'll be ready for paint. Alright, so here we have it. It's been washed. Now I'm ready to go ahead and sand it. So I'm going to take a portion of my 800 grit sandpaper. If you guys need any of that, there's a link in my description for it. I'm just going to be going lightly over the entire surface to rough it all up so that the paint and the primer has something to adhere to. So the light rough up is good. You can focus a little bit more on the areas over here that are raised or indented. That way you can actually get them roughed up. But everything will be covered in paint, so you don't have to worry too much. With the 800 grit sandpaper, it's not going to be roughing it up too much, so you don't have to worry that much about sitting in one area for too long. Description area of this video.